Here's left. Pulls up, looking for the lead, and he got it. Jalen Williams, 2 seconds, 1:11, 1:09. Now SGA, probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down. The Thunder finally get the defensive stop, and SGA puts them in front.
I'm Kenrich Williams. You're listening to Topic Thunder.
And welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Top Thunder Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan Hunting, here at Thunder Chats. We are part of the B-Weave Network, and we are live for the second time in the same calendar.
That's what happens when you go to the finals, huh?
First
all
time
wearing
ever.
the exact same thing.
Because you wear the shirts.
We planned this, wearing the shirts. But
you look awesome.
the Thunder bounced back in a huge way after the disappointing demise in Game 1. We went double digits. Shai was killer. We're going to talk all about that. And the segment we call Single Large Item. So let's get into it, boys. Single Large Item. Who wants to go first? Any volunteers?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
I'll go first. Single large item in this game. I was gonna just say the bench, but that feels kind of cheating because there's
a lot.
Too many.
Give it to Aaron Wiggins then.
Okay.
Wiggins tonight.
Loved
Wiggins was incredible. Just came a couple points short of a 20-piece. Ends up with 18, hit 5 threes. I believe had her best plus-minus of the night.
Plus 24.
Wiggins was incredible. If you want to compete, like the Pacers have really good depth. Obviously, Shai played really well. Big bounce-back games from Dub and Chet. I thought they were both also great tonight. Kind of everybody was. Not a lot of people struggled tonight. But if you want to win the finals, you want to bounce back in a big way, you need guys to show up because last game we got Lou hitting 5 threes, and obviously Shai played well, and Caruso had some good like a lot of guys contributed, but tonight more than ever, the Thunder depth really showed, and Wiggins has been someone who's had some ups and downs over the course of the season, not the strongest start, but then really around that middle of the season point, it looked like Wiggins took a bit of a leap, and then wasn't involved as much, hasn't had the same type of impact always in the playoffs, but he's always a guy that stays ready, and whether inconsistent minutes come or they go, Wiggins is always kind of able to come in and make an impact. And 18 points, those 5 threes were huge. Had at least one off the dribble, if not multiple. Yeah. Had the one where he got that second chance reload three, and that's what you need. The Pacers are going to shoot the lights out. That's what we continue to see that they're not going to miss threes very often. Corner above the break, straight away doesn't matter. They're going to hit threes. Completely contested threes as well. Like they got some open looks tonight, but even just in general, contested threes, they still hit a lot of those. So you have to be able to have someone to match that. The Thunder's 3-point volume and efficiency has not been great so far throughout the playoffs. It's been probably the biggest weakness. How many threes we got up tonight?
We were 14 of 36 to their 14 of 40. So we pretty much matched
14 of 36 for what's that percentage?
38.9.
If we get 38.9, I feel great. And 5 of those came from Wiggins. Mm-hmm. So shout out to A-Wiggs, man. He was in a lot of trade packages around the deadline. Thunder held strong with him. He had that great showing towards the middle of the season, and he's just stayed ready. It was kind of everybody stepping up, but specifically him with the offensive impact that he brought to the table. The Thunder are nowhere near as comfortable as they are in this game, to the point where the Pacers benched their starters with 4 minutes left down 17, and that's a lot to try and come back. That's a lot to try and come back. I get it, but also that's what the Pacers have kind of done. You think they'd at least play it to 3 minutes or 3.5, and maybe you cut it down to 12 and you think, oh, here we go, we've got a shot. You try and build up that momentum, maybe get the Thunder oh my god, is this gonna happen to us again? I don't know. I was shocked when Johnny Furphy came to the scorers table. Mm-hmm. I was stunned.
Neesmith was kind of hot this game.
Neesmith was on fire.
And he did that thing against New York in Game 1. I was like, don't let him get hot.
Yeah.
Do not let that man get hot. And it was very surprising that they took him out.
I couldn't believe it. Rick Carlisle had that challenge that it kind of seemed like maybe a last ditch effort to try and just get them out of it. But even so, it looked like it was still going to be our ball. I don't know. I didn't love that challenge, but I guess I see why he made it tactically. But then as the second that challenge was, they were like, nah, that's not going to return. He just gave up almost immediately. So it was a little weird. I don't know. Maybe he's just hey, we got one on the road, which makes me feel good in a way that they're content that they got one on the road. They're like, we got one on the road. We're going to be fine. Yeah. It makes me, I don't know. It makes me feel like, I don't want to say mental edge in favor of the Thunder because they did get one on the road. That's a huge win, but I don't know. It makes me feel good going into Game 3. Obviously, winning comfortably, feeling like we've been the better team both games outside of the last few minutes of Game 1. Right. But the fact that they were willing to throw in the towel that soon. I don't know. It was just weird to me. But a big reason why they threw in the towel that early was Aaron Wiggins. So shout out to the savior of basketball. Getting to the Scott Van Pelt interview too
great.
after
Love
the
seeing
game.
him
Shout out
on there.
Wiggs. Shout out Wiggs.
Yeah. Also had a moment in the game where he actually saved the basketball from
He
going out.
literally saved the basketball
Yeah, it
in the
was
NBA
awesome. It's like,
Finals.
he did the thing.
He did what he's supposed to do.
Team in the
Shout
chat
out to
is
T.
saying the Smurfs.
We do kind of look like
We are the
Smurfs,
Smurfs.
but we're wearing the shirts.
Oh.
Thunder up, Anthony. Want to see OKC make Neesmith put the ball on the floor. I'm going to be honest, Big. I don't want to see Neesmith ever have the basketball in his hands. I'm going to be honest with you.
Never.
Deny the ball, face guard the man.
Yeah, for real.
No, also on Wiggins, like, obviously offensively his impact, like, goes without saying. Like, the shooting was great. But we know he's capable of this, and he's great at attacking off the dribble, but his issue has been consistency defensively with staying on the floor. I thought he was phenomenal
He was
tonight.
great. How many assists did he end up with?
He ended up with 1 assist.
Okay, it felt like he didn't get a lot of dimes, but I felt like there were a number of times where also he was breaking down the
moving the
defense,
ball.
getting the paint. Killed them in the paint tonight. That was our big spot where we won, was just they couldn't do anything. Like, maybe the easiest game I've seen Shai have in a while, all playoffs maybe, of just getting to the paint and like getting to his spots.
The non-Shea minutes in the fourth quarter with Aaron Wiggins, like being the one driving, I think they were +3 in that little stretch because they went in like, I think it was a 19-point lead in the fourth quarter, and then it became like a 22-point lead.
And a lot of that
A lot
was
of those
Dub
wins.
too. Dub was doing
Dub
a
was
great
in
job
there,
of getting down. Dub had what, like 8 free throw attempts?
Yeah, he was
9.
He had
He
9.
was living there.
Yeah, I mean,
Not a super efficient day, shooting night, but
what did he finish shooting?
5 of
14.
14.
Didn't
It didn't feel
It
like
didn't feel
It
like
didn't feel like
it. It didn't
it.
feel like it, but you look at the stat line, it's like, oh wow. It's kind
I
of
mean, that's how you attack. That's
Yeah.
how you get points.
Yeah, I mean, like efficiency is going to drop in the playoffs. I don't care if you're making the impact we need. I don't really care what the efficiency is. It's like Shai will have games where he shoots like, what was it? I think game 4 against the Wolves, where Shai was like, he finished with the 40 piece, but he was like 13 of 30, like, and the people were like, he shot below 50% and all that.
Yeah.
Empty the clip. We're in the playoffs.
Game
Empty the
four-
clip.
Game 4 against
Yeah,
Denver.
game 4 against, I think that was it game 4 against Denver? I think it was Minnesota.
Yeah, Denver was the one where it was just like.
There's another one he had by 19 points. or
Yeah,
something like that.
I mean, empty the clip, man. Like, put up all your shots, and then Dub. I felt like defensively he was phenomenal today. I think he did
Yeah,
a
he
great job
always-
of getting downhill and playmaking for others, setting other guys up. I don't know. I thought it was not Dub's best game of the playoffs, but it was really good.
He made some timely buckets, too.
He did.
the shooting on game 1 where we had 11 threes. Shea and Dort made 8 of them, and then tonight we had 14 threes, and Caruso and Wiggins made 9 of them. It's pretty cool that we can just like
Crazy.
shift
Caruso
it.
hit 4 too,
Yeah,
man.
Caruso.
Shout out to the bald-headed demon, man.
The ball.
Caruso scored more
On-
points than anybody on the page.
On the
which is
note,
so funny.
on the note of Shea threes, the 1 3 Shea hit the entire night was a
Corner.
catch and shoot
Yeah.
corner
Corner
3,
three.
which
Yep.
was
From
ridiculous.
Wasn't it our second bucket of the night?
Something like
He
that.
gave us
Yeah.
like 5
And-
points, I think.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was pretty
And
good.
so we're watching him warm up in this game or for the game, and he was working his way around and he got to the corner and he hit like 7 of them in a row. And I was like, dang,
Yeah.
he's cooking from the
he
corner.
was on fire.
And then I looked at both of them and I was like, but when does Shea ever shoot a 3 from the corner?
Sure enough.
And just happened right away. We just looked at each other and we're like, well, here we go.
Mark's like, write that one down.
Yeah, it was in the bag.
Yeah. Shout out to Wiggs though, man, for real. Like we talk about saving basketball, legit saving NBA Finals
Yeah, the,
basketball.
the only other thing I remember from Wiggins too was there was a play, I think it was third quarter, where it was like a chaotic play, and they're kind of like were recovering, and Wiggins passed it out. I think it was either Dort or Dub, and he missed the pass, and it was going out of bounds, and Wiggins was the one that got it. Like he got his own pass. He was all over the
Yeah,
floor.
which also something else to know. One more thing on him, which I talked about a little bit about this in the video I made about the game. The Thunder are so much more effective when they're decisive and aggressive.
Mhm.
Specifically Wiggins, like that's a big thing for him. Same thing with Chet and Dub. Which Chet, well, I'm sure we'll get to Chet, but Chet was unbelievable
course.
tonight.
Mhm.
But like the Pacers are going to put up those shots. There are multiple times where in this game Neesmith shot a 3 and someone like kind of hit his arm there at the end, or like they like fell to the ground because it was so contested, but they just kept taking those and some of them fell. Like I think Benedict Mathurin had a crazy like contested 3 in the corner.
Yeah.
Wiggins was not afraid to put them up tonight, which is what we need. Like if we're passing up open threes, the Pacers are winning.
Yeah.
You know, and so Wiggins, it comes back to that possession where he shot a 3, missed, someone got the board, reload, shot it right again, knocked it down. He's just not afraid of the moment, not afraid to put those shots up, and that's what we need for the our 3-point shooters. So we're gonna match Indiana.
Was Wiggins the one that hit the 3 right after that?
After Miles Turner
Yeah, the
dunk,
Miles Turner
yeah.
dunk. Yeah, I remember that being.
Which
That was a big
I
swing.
can't lie, crazy dunk from Miles.
I was just like, yeah, we're just gonna pretend that one didn't happen, but yeah, the Wiggins
I
three
literally-
after.
It was one of those things where you're just like,
Okay, yeah, good respect.
He definitely held the turbo button down as he drove to the basket.
I literally froze. I was just like,
In the moment, I was like, hey, it's just 2 points. Just 2 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Wiggins 3 after was a big,
And I mean,
spot.
this was one of those games where like we kind of saw against Minnesota, where it felt like every punch Indiana had, we had an answer. We had
Yeah.
2 answers. We had 3 answers.
Yeah.
We extended that lead, and it felt like they kept like knocking.
They were kept getting into
They kept knocking on the door because we went up 23, immediately 10-0 run to cut it to 13,
Yeah.
timeout with like 2:30 left before the half, and it's like, okay, these minutes are huge.
Yeah.
And we push it back up to 18. Third quarter starts. We immediately made a couple of buckets, pushed it back
that
up
was
above
just such
20.
a back and forth the whole way.
Like the Pacers are not going to go away. They're
Yeah.
going to attack again and again and again. They're not going to roll over and die ever.
Mhm.
And I thought the team did a much better job in this game because Doug talked a little bit about it post game. He said that the team almost started to play like they were down as opposed to or like they played as if they were like trying to hold the lead and not extend the lead.
Yeah.
I felt like in this game they were trying
It's
to
that
extend
0-0
it.
mentality.
Yeah.
playing not to win the game, but not to lose the game.
Yeah.
So I would like to hit on something like that with my single large item.
Hit it.
Go
Um,
ahead, man.
So you're talking about that transition from the second quarter to the third quarter. We had already put them in the bonus with like 9 minutes
There were
left
so
in the
many
second
fouls.
quarter.
Yeah.
The second quarter started with like fouls like back to back to back. to
Same
back.
in the third quarter. I
And-
remember.
and-
the third quarter.
And so the big thing though, they were 19 of 26 from the free throw line, 73%. We were 29 of 33, 87%. We got 10 additional points from the free throw line. In a game like this, where it was a 16-point game with the team that's the most clutch in the NBA this playoffs, those 10 extra points are key. And we didn't let go of the rope. It could have gotten really ugly with them being in the bonus with that much time
Yeah.
left in the quarter. And we played sound defense from the rest of the quarter on, and then we flipped the script and we got in the bonus pretty quickly
Mhm.
the very next quarter, and we kept attacking and getting to the free throw line. So in a way that they could not make us pay for getting in the bonus, we flipped the script and we did make them pay because we were more aggressive and we got into the paint.
Yeah.
And because of that, we had 10 additional points from the free throw line, which I think made most of the difference in this one.
Yeah.
that was huge because we like to be the team that has more opportunities at the basket, shoots more shots.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We shot the same amount of shots as Indiana.
Yeah, exact
82 shots. And so those 10 extra points from the free throw line, we made the same amount of 3-pointers, but we were more efficient.
Mhm.
That type of stuff like that helps you win games like this. In a way, usually those are closer games. Whenever you have like the same amount of shot attempts, those are usually closer games. But because we had the advantage at the free throw line and we had 4 more shots that went in from 2-point range, we were able to build the lead that we had.
And I mean, it's also
sustain it
like-
throughout the game.
People were noting, they're like, oh, what do the Thunder do now? They won the turnover battle in such a significant margin. Like, how are they going to win going forward? We only won the turnover
They
battle
were-
by
I
2
was
this
just
year.
checking that, yeah.
Like 13 to 15 turnovers. We hardly won, but it felt like we were so much better with those transition opportunities. I haven't looked at the numbers, but at least in practice and the eye test, it felt like,
They actually scored more points off turnovers than we did.
Did they really?
17-14.
wow.
That's
I'm-
actually huge.
But
If
it
we're
was-
not winning that, we still crush them.
I think a lot of it too, though, was also like not wildly throwing it up at the basket. It felt like there were a number of times we got in transition and got fouled and went to the free throw line, and those points aren't calculated as points off turnovers.
Yeah.
So I think that was a lot of it too, was being aggressive, getting downhill, running out, and not. There were so many times where it felt like we just fumbled the ball away. Even to start this game, there was a
It was
little bit of
early.
that.
A lot of early
There was a lot of
mistakes.
turnovers.
But last game, it really seemed like we kind of got careless with the ball in those transition opportunities and didn't take advantage. And this time, even though the points don't really reflect it, I just felt like our decision making and our reads on, except there was that one play where I think Chet ended up getting free throws because there was a blocking foul under the basket, but like the ball was flying all over it. He tried to throw that behind the back
Oh,
pass to
yeah.
Kaysen, I think
Oh,
it
yeah,
was.
that was a
Well,
Yeah.
Ihart got the ball behind back to Shai. Shai kicked it to Chet, and then Case was floating in the corner, and Chet tried to behind
It was
back to
not a good.
But you could tell it like
pass.
slipped out of his hand as he
Yeah.
went behind, and yeah.
It's like, that was a bailout.
Yeah, we got lucky at that one.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get lucky sometimes,
Yeah.
but
I'm surprised we had 13 turnovers. It did not feel like that. I know we had a lot early. Like
yeah, I'm
like,
gonna check what
I think we had like
what it was like.
I think we had 8 in the first
Most
half.
of those must have been first half.
I think it was like
Yeah.
most in the first
yeah,
half.
8 first half.
Yeah.
So 5 only second half.
Look at you.
Look at-
I got my numbers.
That's my eye test goat right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
Guy.
that's what they call me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the turnovers didn't feel like that that significant, but then you look at it, it's like, yeah.
And I mean, like, the Thunder don't need to win the turnover battle like 30 to win a game. Like,
Yeah.
last game, we won the turnover battle significantly, but a lot of those were dead ball turnovers, or we didn't capitalize on our transition opportunities. And it is important to note, though, like, the Pacers, I saw this, shout out to Carson from Nerd Sesh. Let me find exactly what the stat was.
Shout out Carson.
But basically, the Pacers, I think it's like 25.8 points per game in transition that they've been averaging throughout the playoffs so far. Yeah, 25.8 transition points per game in the playoffs so far for the Pacers. Only 27 total transition points in the first 2 games of this series.
That's wild.
So to continue to win this and take control, because I mean, we've had control of both games now so far. A lot of that is just limiting the transition points as much as we can, because that's what they want to do. They want to play fast, off misses, even off made buckets. They want to get out and run. I think we've done a great job of slowing them down and forcing them to kind of get into actions more so.
Yeah, they had 9 points in fast break points, and we had 4 tonight. So they still won the battle, but we limited it. So,
but it was almost like we were in like semi-fast break. Like I felt like we did a great job of. We had multiple times where we went and like someone could have taken a shot, but they dribbled it out, kicked it to like Shai on the perimeter, who then drove and immediately found someone for a dunk. It's like that like semi kind of transition, which I think is good against Indiana. Like we're also a really fast-paced team. We want to play fast too. But if you like slow them down a little bit and get them a little out of their rhythm, then it can be effective.
God, there was a while. Oh, sorry.
It's been a long day.
I woke up very
It's been a long day.
Yeah. I mean, fellas. I mean, I don't want to like just step on anybody's toes.
Just do it. Just go.
I feel like we're burying the.
We always do.
Here.
Just go for it.
Just
Go for it.
Listen, guys.
It's
Shai
just assumed.
Gilgeous-Alexander
It's good.
has proven once again that
He's a good basketball player.
like he's in the
The
pantheon.
MVP, I think.
He's the MVP, of course, but like,
That's what those chants were talking
he's
about.
entering the pantheon of like basketball lore. Like he had 34, 5 rebounds, 8 assists tonight, 5 stocks, 4 steals and a block, and just 2 turnovers. Shot very efficiently, was 52% from the field. Knocked down the 3-pointer and got to the line 12
What's
times.
his true shooting percentage?
True shooting was 64.7.
Jeez.
Man. And he set some records tonight. So he became the 12th player in NBA history to score 3,000 points in a season.
Yeah.
And he passed Allen Iverson for the most points scored in the first 2 finals game in NBA history. So
Yep.
I'm also pretty sure he either tied or broke the record for most 30-point games in the playoffs, because I saw the graphic.
Okay.
We get too many records to keep track of. I can't lie.
gosh, Shai, calm down.
We got
man.
too many to keep up with.
I can't lie.
But he was, in game 1, like obviously he was awesome. He had 38 points, and he was killer and everything. But a lot of his points, like he got a lot of his points at the rim, and his 3-pointer was falling. But especially early on, his midi was like kind of off, off rhythm. Tonight, not an issue.
No.
It did not matter who was in front of him. He was getting to a step back. He was getting to the baseline. He was getting
And I
to
mean,
the elbow.
some of them were, the hand is right there at like the top of his shot, and it just doesn't matter.
And he just holds it that like just a half a second longer to just float it right above their hand. And like none of them touch rim, man. Like they were
so
all just
spoiled.
bottom of the net.
We just assume it goes in every time.
It's so nice. I've always been someone who's like, God, the mid range is my favorite bucket in the world.
Yeah.
And for now, our best player to be a mid range guy. Oh my God, it's the best thing possible.
I mean, listen, when you can get to that whenever you want, it's such a weapon, man. And credit to Ihart and Chet and Caruso and Dort. Like they were all setting really good screens to kind of free him up and get into that shot at the elbow. But yeah, man, and also Shai once again just continuing the playmaking leap. Had so many great passes. To shooters, to cutters. He could have had a couple other assists. He threw a lob to Caruso, which I don't know why he didn't go up with that.
I can't lie. I was with Shai. For some
down.
reason, Caruso there, I was like, that's Ihart or that's Chad.
I was like wrong white boy.
He just grabbed it and went back down. Didn't even try to.
Caruso was like, "Nah, player, that's not me."
We were up too much at that point for Caruso to try and jam that.
I do think the Pacers had really good, they were playing above their level defensively. I think they did a pretty, especially in the first half. They were Chet and Hartenstein were getting good screens, but they were getting over them.
Yeah, I mean they're a quick team.
They're very fast.
They're
very
really
physical.
well coached. They've got good defensive personnel. Neesmith's really good. Nemhard's really
Nemhard's
good.
so fast.
But I feel like we did a really good job, a better job this game of putting Halliburton in rotation or Ben Shepherd or attacking. Whenever Miles Turner was out of the game, I think we went plus 15 or something like that in the non-Miles Turner minutes. when Thomas Bryant's out there, their small ball, there's no one at the rim that can even have a chance at stopping Shai or Dub or Chet or I. Like, we have to take advantage of those moments. And even with, like, Miles Turner's not this unbelievable rim protector. He's a shot blocker. He's a big body. Like, he's good at what he does. But he's not this crazy rim protector. And it really felt like we made it a point to get into the paint this game, and it worked wonders. So.
Yeah, I feel like Mathurin got matched up with Shai a lot, which is
Yeah.
also
Second half a
matchup,
lot
like-
too. Yeah.
I mean, Shai got that one really tough bucket over him.
Yeah, and
He was doing a good
I
job.
was screaming, "Cook your fellow countrymen, Shai."
Mathurin is so fast and so big. He's
Yeah.
very physical.
Yeah,
It's a shame that Mathurin is the Trey man of that team. Like, he doesn't fit at all on that team.
no, he doesn't. It is sad because
Shout out to Miles Turner getting a bag apparently this offseason.
yeah, and I mean, dude, he deserved it tonight, man. He was making
Some
bucket after
like
bucket.
contested.
Yeah,
threes.
finished 16 points, 6 of 12. Did it feel like he was 1 of 5 from 3? It felt like he hit
Did
7.
not think
Bro, it
I
felt
thought
like
he had
had
more than
30
one.
points.
There's no way he won three.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Other thing though, like with Shai, like just the fact that obviously, like when you're the MVP, like there's a lot of reasons that go into that, like what makes you the best player in the world. But just like night after night, like on a team this dominant defensively, all you have to do is not be a liability. And he's not only not a liability, he's completely additive. He's so disruptive. He's great as a help defender. Like those 4 steals, like there was a couple plays. I think he just straight up ripped the ball like out of Hallie's hands.
Yeah, there was that one where
so-
Halliburton was trying to drive past him and he just grabbed it
Yeah.
and took it.
And I mean that goes to we talk about his development, but like development is a lot of things and skill is what we usually highlight. But like he's done so much work to his body, like his strength, his core, and everything. For him just to be able to rip the ball out of his hands, like yeah, man, Shai's 1-on-1.
There was another one he got where I think it was Halliburton going to the right side driving. I don't remember who was in the corner, but he was trying to get it to the corner guy, and Shai was kind of playing off of him. It wasn't he wasn't guarding Hallie, but he was off of him and just had his hands up. And there's no angle that Hallie can get to get that ball into the corner where Shai can't just at least like tip it away. And that ended up being another one of his steals. Like I don't think players realize like how much length he has. And like the ability to just disrupt every passing lane when he's in the right spot, which he always is because he's a really good defender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did feel like felt like the team as a whole were more didn't force as many turnovers, but I felt like we're more connected. There were less.
Yeah.
There were a couple plays in the first half, but it felt like a lot less overall where someone's just wide open in the corner and everybody's looking at each other like, whose man is that?
They had a weird one where like someone was wide open and I think it was Nemhard. Yeah, it was a weird play.
Which,
Other than that, it was just perfect.
Nemhard playoff riser is nuts, man. He's
Yeah.
like in the regular season, I think he shot just barely over 30%
He's
from
not a
3.
good shooter. He's like,
Yeah, he is in the playoffs.
Something happened.
Yeah, like they went up.
Yeah, regular season 29.1% from 3, by the way. For Andrew Nemhard.
Never mind. He's just that guy now.
They led by 3 at 2:43 left in the first quarter, and I think it was also off of an Nemhard 3, if I'm not mistaken. And then like after that, we just never looked back.
In total, I was talking to you about this. I think they've led this series by I think like maybe
A minute 20.
15 seconds. Like
Because they led by point.
they
three
led by
last
point
game.
3 in
yeah.
game 1, and they had that one possession they were leading. So I think it's like less than a minute that they.
Which
did that.
it would be great to be 2-0, but that's
But that's a good a good indicator. Like if they're
Yeah.
not up that, if they're
Yeah,
never
it's like
up.
we've been the better team by far in this
Statistically,
series.
eventually it'll work
If
out.
Halliburton, didn't do voodoo or anything.
I mean,
like
it feels
that,
like games
that'd be
1 and
good.
2 of the Nuggets series.
Yeah.
That's what I refer to it as, and people are saying like, "Oh, but this Pacers team isn't the Nuggets." I'm like, "Yeah, but also this Thunder team isn't the other teams the Pacers have played so far."
Mhm.
Like,
They're not as good as the Nuggets.
I guess
You
it
think the
depends.
Nuggets are better than the
I think
Pacers?
so too.
The Nuggets have the better player in Jokic. Overall team, Pacers are they're right
very-
there.
Pacers
Their
are the best
depth is
offense.
there.
It honestly really, yeah. I mean, with the way they've been shooting these playoffs,
Yeah.
absolutely they're better and they're
But-
better defensively, but they don't have like the
guy.
Jokic.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
Well, and that's what matters, right? Because Jokic, as a big man, could put us in hell, but their strength is with their
Ball
backcourt,
movement
and we've
yeah.
got defenders and backcourt aplenty
Yeah.
to be able to throw at them. So I think
It does feel over these last 2 games like that was the thing coming into the series, like who's gonna do better, the defensive menace of the Thunder or Indiana's like ridiculous offensive, and it feels like we've won that battle like pretty handily. It's just been like some other things here and there that
well, I also want to note another thing that I referenced with game 1 against the Nuggets. We just got killed on the boards, and last game that kind of happened too. This game won the rebounding battle. We had 43 rebounds,
Shout out
11 offensive boards.
Eight.
They had 35 rebounds. So we out-rebounded them by 8, and we had 4 more offensive boards than
Wiggins didn't get attributed to. He had 1 offensive rebound, but I feel like he tipped like 5.
2 or 3,
Yeah, it was.
Oh, we're really good at that tip out board. Also, Kaysen like the strongest
Yeah.
hands in the league when it comes to like just
Caruso's
jumping up.
great
He got
at
one
just
over
tipping the
Siakam.
ball
Yeah,
out.
yeah, there was that one. I think it was that might have led to the second Wiggins 3 where
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
the Kaysen Wallace went up there and just skied over Siakam and just grabbed it.
Crazy.
Yeah, man, he's awesome. I also feel like Kaysen's done great in the starting lineup. Like
Yeah.
overall,
I'm cool with it.
this game only finished with like 4 points, 2 of 4 shooting, 0 of 2 from 3, but a
3
plus
stops.
12. Yeah, 2 steals and a block. Kaysen's awesome.
Caruso ended up getting more minutes than Kaysen.
Which I think is the way it usually is going to
I
go.
think,
Like
yeah, I think
Kaysen's going to start, but Caruso's going to be the one who
He
finishes.
needs-
and
he
plays
needs
more
30 a
minutes.
night.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. He would have played 30 if we didn't end up beating him up at the end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alex, what's your single or down for that, brother?
So I'm gonna go and cheat. Shaq,
Boo.
yeah, I know.
Boo.
Shaq always talks about the others, and the thing about Game 1 was that there wasn't a lot of others. There was Lou Dort. There was
Shai and Lou.
slightly Caruso.
It was
and
Shai
then-
and Lou. That was all.
Yeah, and that's about it. This game, everybody showed up. J-Dub showed up, inefficient, but still showed up. Chet showed up. The bench, talking about Caruso, talking about Wiggins, talking about Kenrich, even though Kenrich didn't score. Kenrich was a plus, 15, I think, in the minutes that he was out there.
Which are awesome minutes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's what we needed. We needed an entire game where the others showed up because Indiana is going to allow Shai to get his. Shai is great. Shai is the MVP. But also, I think defensively, Indiana allows the superstars to go ahead and get theirs while also sticking to the others on the team. And, a superstar is only going to score about 40 points if they're on that night. You can survive 40 points if nobody else is scoring in double digits. And so I think tonight we were able to spread the ball around. Everybody gets some good looks, everybody score, and it made it that much more difficult for Indiana to play us defensively, and you saw that on the scoreboard. As we continuously outscored them, they made runs, but we kept on, kept the foot on the gas basically, which is what we didn't do in the first game.
There was a moment from everybody. I felt like when we were watching that game, there was like that the thing you'll remember from every player. I felt like, and even like I think you mentioned Kenrich. For those who haven't looked, he had 0 points. What do you think his plus minus was for that game?
15.
15.
Oh, you guys
You
saw
said
it.
it.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, that's
Come
crazy.
on.
Like,
No, you-
Pay attention.
You said it. You said it.
Are you even
Kenny.
here?
yeah. So
And also, that was in 7 minutes and 38 seconds by
Yeah.
Cameron Jones, by the way.
he was hustling. He was.
I mean, yeah, like Isaiah Joe only played 6 minutes 27 seconds, but played really good defense that one possession on Halliburton
Yeah,
and hit
yeah.
that crazy reverse
That
lay
was-
as well.
yeah.
That was
That's
good.
a-
That
That
was
was
how he
like-
won because they pushed Chet into him.
I need to see a replay of that layup.
Hey, you wanna see it right now?
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
Can we get a screen
Shout out
share?
White Box Star.
I wish we could.
I wish I could show that everybody.
Project it
But
to
look
the
at this. Look at
TV.
this lay.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It was fine.
That's
Wish it
tough.
the up and under with the same hand.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It just felt like everybody had a highlight. It was his.
I love it, man.
Kenrich was just getting a bunch of boards.
I mean, I guess we want to talk about others. Chet.
Speaking
man.
of
Chet was
bounce
aw-
back,
Chet was awesome.
Played with
Especially at the
force
start of the
tonight, dude.
game.
yeah,
Yes, absolutely play with force. Finished with 15 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block. It did feel like more. 27 minutes, 45 seconds, 6 of 11 shooting overall. He had another one of those shots. Chet is kind of a victim sometimes of that. Big toe is barely on the line.
yeah.
big
that-
feet.
Is
he
he
should have had 2
He
threes.
should have had
Should
2
have 2,
threes. We'll count it 2 threes.
That one where he had the pump fake, the flyby, the switch
Step back.
over, and then that's when he faked the drive, stepped back again, and shot it. When he made that, I lost my
He was in
mind.
the bag.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
again, so we talk about aggressive. Chet is just a huge difference maker, and he had a couple plays. Like he had that one where he drove a Miles Turner. It was kind of a wild shot. That guy, I think, he had the corner of the backboard in the rim, and it was all right. I was maybe a little overzealous, but Chet needs to take those shots. He's got to be aggressive. If he gets the 3, take the 3, or get a flyby and attack. And he took that one midi that he missed, but I love that shot. I love to see Chet taking those looks. That's what we need from him, as we need that aggression behind Shai because they're gonna play Shai straight up. They're really not. They sent pressure. I think it was third quarter. They sent a little bit. Again towards Shai, and they went on a little bit of a run, and then just Shai kind of did a good job of splitting some doubles and forcing them out of the pressure, and others made shots to slow that down. That's what you got to do. The Pacers, Rick Carlisle's an amazing coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach.
Yeah.
Really good at what he does. Hyper talented, hyper deep team. Like they're not gonna. You've got to force them into mistakes. They're not gonna make a lot of them on their own. And I feel like the Thunder capitalized well on what happened tonight, and Chet did a really good job. Hartenstein too. I think Ihart played incredibly well.
Yeah, 4 assists, dude.
Yeah, the 4 assists, and he had one that was like a sick pass. I can't remember who it was to. 3 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He had that 3 offensive rebounds. I think that he had that one shot where he got to the free throw line where he just again took it off the dribble. This is like the 3rd or 4th time in these first 2 games where Ihart's just said, "Screw it, the Big's on me." They cut off a couple dribble handoffs. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do what I do. And he got to the free throw line, hit both those shots, and it's a testament to hit one of them unfortunately, but it's just a testament to what Ihart can do, and he's a big difference maker in that regard. Also, double big made its return tonight, and it was good.
It was like +1, +2.
It was fantastic. +4 in its minutes, net rating, which is very limited, but net rating of 40. Offense was great, defense was great. Those 2 played fantastic off each other. I had one. What was it?
The
Ihart to Chet lob.
Oh my God, that was beautiful. That's play of the game right there.
That was the play of the game. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, double bigs. They worked. I mean, they can work in stints. Like I agree. Don't start the game with double bigs against this Pacers squad, but go to it in stretches. Like I mean, this is not a good rebounding team. Like obviously, perimeter is gonna be a problem, but bully them on the glass. Like use that size, beat them up. If you just do it in short spurts and you don't give them time to really figure things out and get you in a million rotations, and then suddenly they've hit 3 threes. Like, I love that. Specifically, I felt like it was used to end like the 1st and 3rd quarters.
Well, I remember the first time they came in, Obi Toppin and Thomas Bryant were the bigs on the floor.
Yeah.
So, like, you felt like you could really exploit that matchup.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't remember who was out there the second time, but, like, I feel like, there's spurts where you can play it in.
Got a little bit worried because Obi hit that corner 3.
That's the only shot he hit.
Early in that lineup.
Yeah. And he just hit 5 of 8 in game 1, so it was like, not again.
He only had 1 3 there.
Yeah.
Tonight? Wow.
It was 1 of 5. I mean, we did. I feel like we also did, just in general, much better job of being on shooters. Like everything was contested. It felt like a couple open shots, but
yeah, we made the point that was really good in the gaps too.
Like we were incredible in the gaps. Like we were helping, but we were staying. Like we weren't over helping. I felt like we were over helping at times in game 1 against the Pacers.
It almost felt like in game 1 they were hyper focused on getting those turnovers. So they were playing, the passing lanes. They were playing. This game, I think they stayed on the shooters a little bit more. Their turnovers went down a little bit. Indiana probably did a better job of protecting the ball, but their turnovers went down. But they were able to play defense a lot better because they were able to stay on the shooters.
Yeah, it felt like we dialed back the aggression slightly, which I think is good because it's not like we got to get the ball to Jokic's hands. Like Halliburton's a problem. This team has problems all over the place. But there's not one player where I'm like, we have to get out of their hands at all costs.
Yeah. And like the one thing I saw today is Halliburton gets into the lane, and his first instinct is to look for the shooter, not to take it to the lane and go all the way, to look for the shooter. And so if you're able to not necessarily play that shot, stay on the shooter, we did a lot better job.
And like 4th quarter, he was trying to score a bit more. Like he had 12 points in the 4th quarter.
He was getting a little
2 threes, 2 assists, 5 of 6 shooting. Like
they sacrificed Zach Edey today.
Yeah.
But I saw someone in Zach Edey jersey at the game.
I did too.
He's got to pay his tribute.
One of those red Memphis jerseys.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, they sacrificed Zach Edey today. So.
Oh, we saw some legendary jerseys.
We saw Mitch McGarry today.
Oh, we saw Deck.
We saw
Gabriel Deck. Shout out to Tortuga.
They're selling Nikola Topic NBA Finals jerseys.
Actually, so fire.
We
saw.
I wanted.
Yeah, one of the first jerseys we saw today was Ousmane Dieng Finals.
That was a great omen. When we saw the Oos Finals jersey, I was like, we're good. We're set.
Oh yeah, that was before.
We're running about the building.
Also, bounce back Thunder. Have not lost 2 games in a row all playoffs.
17-2 on the season after a loss.
Yep. We haven't lost back-to-back games. We've lost back-to-back games once since November.
And there's a caveat with those because the Lakers game is the only real I think it was Lakers Rockets is the only back-to-back games we lost, but the other one earlier in the season was when we didn't have any big men.
Yeah. That was Dallas and San Antonio.
Yeah.
Those are the 2
So we bounced back because we bounced first.
Yeah,
hashtag bounce first.
Yeah, let's go bounce first this time.
It's the movement rocking the nation right now.
But that's the reason. I felt so good coming into this game. I was anxious for it to start, but I don't know. I really didn't have
I was pretty
nerves.
confident.
I didn't have nerves coming into this one because they've just been so good off a loss. This team is too good to lose back to back. So literally just go out there and win 2 in a row, and I feel so good about the series.
I think splitting Indiana is like very because it's even if they lose game 3, it's another bounce.
I'm okay with splitting Indiana. I really want both.
I know, yeah. It's like it'd be nice to get both, but I think split is very comfortable in my eyes.
Get that game. I think you go out there, you get that game 3 win, and you really put the pressure on them.
Yeah.
And I think game 4 could get out of control.
See how those shooters shoot.
Put us in
game 4.
Put us in a game 5 against Indiana in OKC.
God, it'd be so awesome.
I really think that could turn into like a Timberwolves like game 5 situation where
it's gonna be so hard to do that, but if they can win in Oklahoma City, that would be amazing.
it'd be great. I mean, they got a shot.
I feel like it's gonna go 6 though, and that's gonna suck because
Give me a chance.
I don't
give a damn.
I'm being a little spoiled.
Thunder
there.
and 10. I don't give a frick. Just give me a ring.
They do have you can come to the game on away games though, so we might.
Actually, it was hilarious. Knicks fan.
that.
There were a lot of Knicks fans tweeting out like Knicks at 9. It was actually kind of hilarious. Compared to them for that one.
That is amazing.
But yeah, team played a lot better today. I think Mark did a great job with rotations, adjustments. We actually didn't even challenge today.
No, not a single challenge.
No
There's a
challenge.
few that I was like, come on,
So
man.
we could have won.
There was
Mark was like, in case
There
they
was a
make
couple
this.
out of bounds one where they slipped off of Indy's finger.
Yeah.
Bro, can we talk about how many times Tyrese Halliburton went backcourt and they did not call
several
it?
times.
It was
They
like
called
3
it one
times in the
time.
first half.
This was the
Finally
game
called
of like the near, like backcourt violation.
He
It was
also stepped. He
crazy.
stepped out too when there was like a ball that like was going to the baseline. He stepped out there and they missed it too.
it. And then they get Shai for that one where he's like,
His foot
Really?
was
That had me
That
so
was
sick
crazy.
because everyone kept saving the ball left and right. It was crazy. It was so nuts.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun game.
It was great.
it
As you
was-
can hear in our voices, probably.
Yes.
All our voices like are an
I
octave
almost
lower.
blacked out. Where's my? I gotta get my lucky sweatshirt. Yeah, I have my lucky sweatshirt. Been wearing it all postseason. I was wearing it in the arena.
smells horrible.
Brother.
Thank
I
you.
was about to die.
We salute you for your service.
no, we're about to die.
Yeah, I was blacked out whenever Wiggs hit that 3 to put us up like 23 in the second quarter.
That was a peak.
Just screaming, jumping up and down, and I almost blacked out.
3 Cone, do you agree SG is better than Michael Jordan? Never heard of Michael Jordan, but SG is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
No, the actor I think is what they're talking about.
Oh, Michael
Michael
B.
B.
Jordan?
Yeah.
Yeah, Shay's probably a better basketball player than Michael B. Jordan, but I've
Yeah.
never watched him hoop for sure.
Shay's probably a better actor than Michael B. Jordan. Let's be real.
Shay's acting's got a little bit of work to do.
Put Shay in center.
Those AT&T commercials
Listen,
are.
he gives me what a pro wants and what a pro
Yeah.
wants. All right.
His singing's pretty.
I haven't seen Michael B. Jordan, I don't think, in an AT&T commercial. I had to stop before I said that.
Yeah,
I don't think he has.
I didn't want to speak wrong on his commercial filmography.
Hey, I wasn't familiar with your game.
There are 5 men on one bed. Yes, that's how we're doing.
No, I'm in a chair.
Oh, no, okay, yeah, yeah.
We have
3 men in a bed right now.
Yeah, Alex and I are in chairs.
Yeah.
They got what they have going
Yeah,
on.
we're chilling up here.
Comfortable with my masculinity.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, don't we have a problem?
We're gonna have a problem.
Are we?
We have a problem.
What? You know what we're
No,
talking
yeah,
about.
you know what I'm talking about.
No one on the YouTube
No one in the
gonna know
pod's
what this is
no one in the
about.
pod's gonna understand that reference. Not a single person can
I
understand.
can't
that
believe
reference,
we
but-
almost got all the way through without addressing
Well, that's
it.
what I just
We
thought
had
about.
to.
I was like,
We
oh
had
yeah,
to.
we didn't
We had to
reference
do
that.
it. I'm actually doing that on Dolan.
Yeah, y'all don't know what we're talking about, but it was.
If
You'll
you
never
know,
know.
you know, and you don't know.
Yeah, only
No
we're
one
You
will
won't
know.
know.
Unless you were in the back 2 rows.
Unless you're that guy. If
Unless
so,
you were that guy.
Unless
Maybe
you're that
you're a
guy.
fan.
If so, then
Maybe
frick
you're a
you.
fan of the
I
pod.
haven't either.
How many Canadian national teams has Shea gone through? Jamal Murray, Andrew Nemhard, Benedict Mathurin.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, they don't have to meet up this year, like this off season, but in 2026, whenever they meet up again, it's gonna be a lot of shit talking. For
Little
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cook your fellow
Dort and
country.
Shea.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Cook your
Dort
fellow
was
country.
in the Olympics was actually kind of like talking a lot, not to his teammates, but I remember he had that one spat.
I'm gonna need Jamal Murray to just be better in the Olympics, please.
Yeah.
It'd be great.
I'm gonna so unabashedly root for Canada again.
Oh yeah,
We're
me
Team
too.
Canada.
My guy.
We're Team Canada.
Serious question: 06 Wade or current Shea, but 06 Wade is insane. Like I'm no disrespect.
Wade
to
was
06
one of my
Wade.
favorites.
Are we
Free throw merchant.
Not, I'm not getting into this
No,
conversation.
Pascal Siakam is the free throw merchant.
He had like 8 threes in the third quarter.
How many free throws did
8 free throws.
That was crazy.
They got 4 fouls in the first
Yeah,
minute of
9,
that
yeah.
third quarter.
I
That's when I was most worried because I thought they were gonna chip away with free
I hate his
throws.
stance on the free throw line.
Bro, it's so wide.
He's very wide.
It's fine because Siakam's been shooting bad from the line in the playoffs, and then he just tonight he's like, I'm gonna hit them
7 or
all.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
in
like
the
that.
third quarter, he shot 6.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
He had like back to back to back.
He hit all 6 of them too. So.
Yeah, he was nuts. He was awful, like efficiency wise, but he just got to the free throw.
Shea wasn't in the NBA in 06. True. That's a good point.
That is a great
I hadn't thought about that one.
Yeah.
In 2006, Dwayne Wade was probably better for sure. than Shea.
Was Baby Shea better than Dwayne Wade?
I haven't thought about it.
Dog, that was forever ago.
What was that?
It's 2006. Was he alive in 2006?
Yes.
I don't know.
It's 19 years ago, bro.
Yeah.
My bad.
Because Shea's like a little bit. Shea's like just a little bit older than
He
me.
would have been like 7 or 8.
Yeah, I think Shea's 99.
Yes.
I think he's a year older than me. I was 2000.
I think 8-year-old Shea would cook Wade.
I literally graduated in 1999.
Hey, well, not 8-year-old.
Comment down below if you would take 2006 child Shea or Dwayne Wade at the same
8-year-old
age.
Shea or prime Dwayne
7-year-old Shea or
Put it
7-year-old
in the comments of this. Like the stream and then comment down below.
7-year-old Shea versus 7-year-old Dwayne Wade. Let us know.
That might be a.
7-year-old Shea still probably had better aura though.
Mhm.
Of course.
I mean, Dwayne Wade did have good aura, but Shea is on another level.
By the way, while you guys are here, if you have not already, please subscribe to our channel. We
Please.
are so close to 1,000
So close.
subscribers.
So close. We
Like,
can hit 1K before.
Our ultimate goal is hitting 1K subscribers before the end of the finals. And
Let's go.
We're right there, guys. Like
We're close.
you've
Tell your
got
friends. Tell
you've
your
got 3 more
families.
games.
It's a grind. It's
3
a
more
grind.
games.
And
And
appreciate everyone who has. So
yeah,
far.
I mean, shout out to you guys. And we've been going live every playoff game, win or lose, throughout the playoffs.
Can you imagine if we had to do
Don't
this
miss out.
after a loss?
Why am I looking here? It's up here.
I keep looking there too.
I look at the it's
I've looked at the
natural.
computer almost this whole time.
I've been all looking at the camera.
No, man.
Hi, camera.
Can you imagine? This would have just been so awful if we had to do this after
Oh
a
my
loss.
gosh.
We were all in this
Oh,
hotel
yeah.
room out just
Not
being
a bit
sad.
happy.
As a
Well, we
group-
were never gonna lose. We can't. For some reason, over the course of the day, multiple people kept being like, "What do we do if we lose?" Or like, "What if we?"
I
lose
brought it
this
up
and
like
that?"
one
It's not
time.
what I
And I just, well, I think Jerry brought it up,
I
and
brought it up.
I just had to keep being like, "Yo, we're not losing.
We're fine.
We're fine. We're actually
I thought
fine."
we were gonna win.
That's what I tweet out, and people are like, "No, we're not fine. It's all over."
Mental hedging.
I just want to say, we have a pretty good record whenever Topic Thunder is in the building.
We're 6-0.
We're undefeated.
We're 6-0.
We are
Cone
undefeated.
is 12-0.
I've seen 12 straight wins in person.
Yeah,
over
12-0.
If
My man.
if the Thunder are listening to this, which they obviously do, they should be letting us in the building every home game
Or
because we always win.
if somebody can start a GoFundMe for us,
Yeah,
raise a couple $10,000.
Hey,
just
We
a
can
couple
go-
grand for some boys to go.
We can even travel to Indy.
just
I
a
mean,
few
we-
guys.
hey,
Just a few
Indy's
We can
guys.
actually
test-
closer for
We
me.
can test the magic on the road.
We'll get that link in the
Yeah.
bio.
Indiana's really not that far from
Yeah,
New York.
Indy's
really
closer
not.
from being Cons.
It's not
I know,
that-
it's
not
not
that
that
far
far.
from New York.
Yeah, you guys could.
Yeah, we can be the equivalent of their fan section they had, which so satisfying seeing them
crap.
leave in the
They were all
quarter.
leaving with like 4
Bro, did y'all
minutes.
see Halliburton's girlfriend like just like hackling the Thunder fans like the whole time?
She was
No,
calling a
I
banana
didn't see
sandwich.
that.
I didn't see that.
Now, I wonder.
I saw the video about it and see what the
Mm.
scoreboard was when it was happening, and I really think it was happening whenever Hallie was like going crazy there in the fourth quarter, and it really gave like Chris Paul hits a 3 to cut the lead to 30 energy.
What if a tornado hit us mid game? I'll probably die.
Yeah, I don't think we do
What
well.
would have happened?
That was so classic.
it's a big- it's a big
like
building.
classic Oklahoma.
Shea would have been the only survivor.
Yeah,
Stone building.
hopefully it hit when we were in the lead.
Yeah.
No,
Needs to be
Aaron.
I think the rule is you just
Aaron
win if you're in the
Wiggins.
lead.
Aaron saves everybody.
He saves everyone and basketball.
All right, we got anything else on the game? Are we good?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Do you want to do predictions? Game 3.
Thunder 124
Win.
fifth. Thunder.
Okay.
5.
Well, score like margin.
Score. Well,
Predicts every.
Thunder by 1,000.
Did y'all see that one dude who predicted the game 1 score with the Halliburton game winner exactly?
really.
That's
like,
crazy.
Like an hour before the game started. There was
Oh,
like
I
some
did see
tweet where
that.
they were like,
Yeah.
Did he have the score right?
he had
That's
one. He had
crazy.
111, 110. Pacers with the Halliburton game winner was his exact words. And
That's
people,
wild.
and people are like, "How
we
did
need
you
to
do
do
that?"
that. Let's all do like 3 or 4, so one of them was right.
The Thunder are 5-point favorites going into game 3. in Indy.
I think they cover it. Thunder by 8 in game 3.
Thunder.
Is that your prediction, or are you just giving us?
No,
a
that's
prediction?
the spread.
Oh.
That's the actual spread.
I say Thunder. I'm gonna say Thunder 110, Pacers 103,
By 7, just
and
price
Shea
is right
gets
in me. Okay.
30.
It's fine.
$1.
Yeah, I'm not
32
mad
points.
about it. It's fine.
32 points from Shea.
I'm gonna say 121 to 120. Shea hits a game winner in Indy
Mm,
in front of Caitlin Clark.
wow. Oh man, that would.
Oh.
Can you imagine that photo?
Oh, please let
Shea-
that happen.
Then he hits him
Shea
with
follows
the.
Show
through
him-
with Caitlin Clark.
Show
in
him
the
my
back.
goat.
Go
Show
home.
him my goat.
I'm gonna say.
Kalen is
Well, as a Liberty fan, heartbreaking seeing Sabrina make the SGA joke because I was like,
That was
I know
tough.
she's just
Yeah,
making a
that's
joke.
crazy.
I was like,
she's doing it as a.
I was like, she's literally just making a joke, but I was like, oh my god.
So many people are gonna take it so
Yeah.
seriously.
They all did.
Devastating.
Love your shoes.
Yeah, shout out Sabrina.
So what was your
Yeah, we
prediction?
got
So I'm gonna say 115 to 113 Thunder, and Hallie misses a 3-pointer.
Wow.
who forces the miss?
Dort.
Okay,
Mhm.
my man.
Has to be.
All-time torture chamber.
Can we all
probably
agree if
never.
Dort was like the one guarding Hallie in game 1, he's not making that shot?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Or Caruso. Like Caruso,
Yeah.
the way he like
Caruso was
puts
right
his hands
there.
in there and take him out.
He was right
Like,
there.
I've been like actually getting
Like
like
a fucking
I've been
bongo
starting to do
player
more
out there.
like Dort Caruso type of like defense when I play pickup,
Yeah.
like just like the just random hand
Yeah.
jabs and like getting in their
Mhm.
face and stuff. It works.
It's a mental,
Yeah,
mental
works.
battle.
What is this guy doing?
Yeah, I mean, if
It's like you're not supposed to actually try to take the ball from me.
No,
you're just
hoop-
supposed to stand in front of
hooping
me.
in New York street ball, I got to do something.
Yeah.
I got an advantage. But yeah, I think that's all we got.
That's all we got.
That's all
I
we got.
appreciate everybody tapping into the stream. People in the chat, shout out to you guys. We will be back after game 3. What, Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Another 2-day break.
Hey,
Yeah,
all right.
2-day break. But then it's only one day. Then
Yeah,
it's
it's
Wednesday,
back to
it's
back.
Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
bet.
next 3 games are back to back. I think.
Well, we'll be back Wednesday talking about that Shea
Wednesday,
game
Friday,
winner
Monday.
and how
Wednesday,
Kevin
Friday,
Clark
Friday,
reacted.
Monday.
It's
Monday.
Sunday.
Monday.
Oh, it's
It's
Monday.
Monday.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Duh.
Sorry.
Doy.
Sorry.
Chill on. Don't.
We're gonna have a problem?
We got.
We have a problem.
Yeah,
You know.
Yeah.
Don't act like you don't know.
You know what's the problem.
Don't play dumb. We'll be back on Wednesday talking about the game 3 victory, how we pushed the series to 2-1 off the Shea game winner in front of Caitlin Clark. And until then, hope everybody has a great night. God bless. Hoop when you can. And as always,
Thunder up.
Thunder up. Peace,
Thunder
Nat
five,
Turner in the
baby.
chat.